Hello, welcome to SecuriTEA. My name is Clayton Horstman, and with me today is Logan.
Hello,
how
guys.
exactly do you say last name? Rickert?
Rickert, yeah. Logan Rickert. We're both students at Wright State. I'm a computer science student, and I'm assuming you're a computer science too, Clay?
Yeah.
So this podcast is about two guys drinking tea and talking about security in the world of computing.
So first, we're obviously going to be doing the tea stuff later. I guess supposedly I was recommended to try some Earl Grey tea. Neither one of us have ever drank tea before, so this is going to be our first time.
Well, I've drinking tea before, once.
Well, yeah. In all fairness, we have drinking tea, but we both hate it. To me, it's basically just flavored leaf water.
Ooh.
So
hope we're not offending any tea experts out there.
People are going to spaz at that description of it.
So
later on in the episode, we are both going to be trying Earl Grey tea and everything. But for right now, we're going to be talking about security.
How hot's the tea, though?
We're it's boiling right now. Don't kid yourself, dude.
Boiling right now. What we could do is we could go talk to my coworker. She actually has a silver tea thingy. I don't know what you call those. You know what I'm talking
about? Like a teapot?
Not like a teapot, but
there's a short and maybe a little round and stout.
Right, but there's a word for it though. You know what I'm talking about? It doesn't look like a teapot. It looks like imagine like a silver cylinder, and it kind of gets thinner as it goes up. And it's on this heat pad though.
Thermos?
No, it's not a thermos. It's not a heat pad.
What do you mean it's not a thermos? What else is it?
It's like a teapot.
But a teapot that is in the shape of a thermos.
Listen, I can show it to you later. It has underneath the heat pad, and it heats up the tea.
I am fairly curious about this.
Actually, it doesn't heat up tea. It heats up hot water, and then she pours it into a cup, and then she put a tea bag inside the cup, and it generates
this is
tea.
Completely random and not about security at all. But have you ever been to Tivana?
You know, I've passed it. I've never actually been to it.
They have the fanciest friggin' teapots on the planet. It's ridiculous. But I think we're kind of digressing. We'll get back to the tea stuff later. We need to kind of move on. I guess we're going to be talking about some security news, right?
I guess so. This is the first podcast, so
yeah,
it'll probably be a little sketchy.
If nothing makes sense and there's no structure, just blame it on Logan.
Blame it on Clay. So I made one of those Google documents, wrote some stuff down. So I guess there's that.
Yeah.
So, but the first thing I really want to talk about this. It's not recent at all. So there's this guy. I never heard of him until a week ago. His name is John Draper. Draper?
I legitimately don't understand how you've never heard of this person. He's literally the grandfather of hacking. He's one of the first ones. John Draper, okay, otherwise known as Captain Crunch, is literally the freaking person that inspired Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak to get into technology.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that, but apparently, I guess the story goes. Correct me if I'm incorrect here, but he, I guess the reason his name is Captain Crunch is because he found a whistle inside of a Captain Crunch cereal box, and when you blow on the whistle, the tone it produces is the tone that gives you free international. Is it free international calling?
Just free calling. Because I think
free calling.
It was the frequency of the payphone made when you put in a quarter. You know what that frequency was?
I couldn't tell you, no.
Okay. I'm sure I'm going to hear it pretty hard if I'm completely wrong about this, but it was 2,600 megahertz, to my knowledge, if I remember correctly. I hope I'm right about that. 2600 actually got its name from, which is literally one of the oldest hacking...
You know, Mike actually gave me one of those magazines one time.
How do you not buy them already? It's so weird. You say you're in security, but and you know a decent amount of stuff, but you're not involved in the community at all.
What can I say? I watch DefCon videos. That's what counts.
You watch lockpicking ones.
Hey, don't hate. Hacking elevators is cool.
That video is actually pretty damn dope.
No, but I know it's a super. I don't want to say dated, but dated technology at this point. Payphone and dial-up it's pretty dated, but I just think it's really cool, actually, to be honest. So that's why I just want to bring up. So you said you actually met him at DefCon, though?
Yeah,
DefCon 24?
So it was last year's DefCon. Me and Mike were having dinner at the Mexican place I can't remember the name, at Bally's. That should boil it down a little bit. What actually ended up happening is we were having dinner and everything, and then I saw on Facebook, because we're Facebook friends, that he was actually at DefCon. I asked him, like, you at DefCon? It was like, me. I basically said, me too. And then he said he was at the Mexican restaurant. What turns out actually happening is he was at the exact same restaurant, sitting across from us, and I didn't even notice. And so, like, he invited me to come over, just talk to him. He was actually in the progress of, like, hanging out with the guy that actually was doing the ATM hacking talk there.
Is that just an ATM talk? Did you go to the ATM hacking panel?
So what ended up happening is DefCon, a lot of people, everyone told us, like, oh, you can just get the video, social, like, when you go to cons, it really is to socialize and network and everything. And, like, they told you, like, a lot of people will say, like, you can get the videos later. What they don't tell you is that if you want to get the videos anytime soon, it's like $800, $900, or you have to wait like 6 months, which I didn't know that. I was a little annoyed. So we barely went to any talks. We just, like, hung out at, like, the Capture the Flag, the open Capture the Flag, and did, like, competitions and, like, villages and stuff. The only the ones that we did go to were the Sky Talks, because the Sky Talks don't get recorded.
Aren't those like underground or something like that?
Yeah, like, where it's anything where, like, the speaker doesn't feel comfortable being recorded talking about that topic, whether it's something related to, like, employers or, like, not being fully legal and everything.
I gotcha. Well, that kind of sucks. But did you get your disc yet? It's been 6 months.
I didn't buy a disc. I'm not insane.
Oh, well, you're just gonna watch on YouTube?
Yeah, it was just
true
like,
style.
It's kind of hilarious. I was there and I had to watch
Clay
most
supports
of the talks.
DefCon. Just he doesn't financially support it. Just
who doesn't?
He doesn't buy the DVDs or the merch. Just shows up.
I bought a shirt. I bought, like, a couple of shirts and stuff.
No, but I mean, was he cool? Like, what was it like?
He was super nice and everything. I mean, in all fairness, he was like, him and, like, 2 other people are on my, like,
who are
have
they?
to meet list. Steve Woz, John Draper, and Kevin Mitnick. Obviously, like,
who's Kevin Mitnick?
So we don't have time to teach you hacker history right now.
Just give me, like, the 5-second, like, who?
Like, he's like one of the most famous hackers from the 90s.
What did he do? Like, just like the biggest thing he did.
He was one of the first, like, mainstream hackers, and, like, he literally, I think it was like 2 years or, like, a really long period of time when he was on the run from the FBI. He literally hacked the FBI to tracking him.
Ooh, that's pretty meta.
Yeah.
Dang.
And that's how he was able to elude the FBI for so long, because he was monitoring him. But, yeah. I met, like, Captain Crunch, and I met Steve Wozniak. Kevin Mitnick's the only one that I have left. Steve Woz was, like, really nice. Like, he's obviously a geek, so he's not super, like, social. But he was, like, actually really nice and talkative and stuff.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
When I had dinner with him and everything.
Oh, you had dinner with?
Yeah. Like, so, like, when he came to the university, him and a bunch of other people from the Apple store went out to Chili's. I legitimately don't understand why this guy likes Chili's so much. Like, Chili's is garbage. Like, just, well, we ended up paying for it anyway, so, you know.
Ooh, dang. Well, sure went to McDonald's then. No, I think that's pretty cool. The only person who I actually want to meet is Linus.
Why? Linus?
Not Sebastian. Linus Torvalds. Why? Him. Well, I just really, I don't know. I just think he's a really cool guy. I want to meet him. I want to meet Zaz from DefCon. Yeah.
Oh. Like, you Mike are the same way. Like, Mike, like, straight up geeked out when he met him and everything, and I was like, cool.
Yeah, dude, I want to meet him. He's number one. Linus is number one, and Zaz is number 2. But the thing is, though, I only have 2 people on the list.
I definitely geeked out way more about meeting Darren from Hack 5 than I did Zaz.
Do you find yourself so when you watch, like, an old hacker movie, do you find it weird whenever you see, like, things like they're trying to use dial-up to connect to the internet or a payphone?
Honestly, I think it's dope as hell, because it makes, like, the whole payphone thing and, like, dial-up makes OPSEC so much easier back then. Like, just think about it. Like, you could just go up to random.
The point. There's probably no cameras down there watching it.
Well, you freak the phone so that you get a free call to a dial-up thing that you might not even need a login for at the time, and then you could go hack from there. It's like, how would someone track you down to a random payphone that is nowhere near your house and you didn't use a credit card anywhere near?
But I think that's pretty cool, to be honest. I don't know, like when I was watching Sneakers, I watched it the first time like a month ago. And
For
the first time. I thought it was a pretty good movie. But I thought the same thing. Like they would do things, and at first you'd kind of thrown like, what are they doing? And it's like, oh, they're using dial-up, or they're using a payphone to connect to the internet. And it kind of, personally for me, it kind of throws me a little bit. I never used dial-up back in the day.
Did you know like they actually have a program? You know that No More Secrets program that they had on this movie? There's like literally a program you can download and install on your computer to make all the output from your terminal look like that, and then like super cool 90s hacker style decompile it, like de-encrypt it so that it's normal text that you can read. All you do is just pipe all like the standard output.
Do they have one of those for hackers?
Huh?
Do you have one of those for hackers?
It is for hackers. What are you talking about?
No. Like the movie. You have the hackers terminal screens.
I mean, all it was like these fancy, like the hacking and hackers is so nowhere near hacking that like. I want that 90s graphics, dude.
Huh? I want my 90s graphics, flashing RAM things. I want to enter into the Gibsons. No, but now that we've spent like 20 minutes talking about the most out of date stuff ever.
Yeah, nonsense. If you're still listening, why are you still listening? Okay.
I don't know.
What's next?
Oh well, I want to go with DefCon 25 next. Are you going to go to DefCon 25?
So
that's in what, July, isn't it? Mid-July?
Like end of July. I might be. The problem is last year I went. This year, like I don't know if I'm going to have the funds for it. So Logan, what have you been looking into recently security-wise?
Well, one of the biggest things I've been looking into is WannaCry. That's been like all over the news and the media and stuff like that. So I've seen a few things about it. I think I did. I don't know how accurate it is, but apparently they estimate they've only made like what, $80,000. I think it was. Did you see that?
Yeah, like I know like a week after they only had like 50 or something. But like in all fairness, like with how public and everything, it's surprising that they didn't make more money off of it.
I saw somewhere someone was saying that they think the reason it hasn't actually made that much money is because the clouds. They were saying that probably a lot more people have stuff backed up in the cloud, like photos and like important stuff like that. And so they may just be formatting their computer, just ignoring the entire part of it.
True. I know a lot of people suspected that they used the fact that it didn't make a lot of money and it didn't seem to be trying to make a lot of money as evidence that it was more of like a nation-state actor because of the fact that like it didn't seem to be that its main goal was to make money.
They had some pretty good customer support.
Oh yeah, I saw that story. It's like when ransomware customer support's better than airlines. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Also, like the when it's better than Comcast.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was Comcast, not airlines. Okay.
Probably either one, to be honest.
True. Yeah.
I really liked it in the like in the note like in the footer it said if you had good service, considered sending us a tip for our coffee and had a Bitcoin link.
What?
True story.
You have ransomware on my computer. I'm gonna tip you for not being a dick.
Well, it was for good customer service. Send us ransomware.
They outsourced the customer service to Zip.
True story. Not really too many other things I have. I know. Oh, I did want to talk about. So I guess the way they fixed it. I don't know what fixed it. They kill switched it. Was they just registered a domain?
Oh yeah, I know a decent amount about this. Like so, Malware Tech blog was looking at it.
Yeah, was looking at
after it came out and everything, and saw a domain, like a weird looking domain is one of the strings and everything. So like what malware researchers do a lot of the times is just register those domains to like monitor the traffic going over it and everything.
Yeah,
And unbeknownst to him, that URL, that domain name and everything was actual kill switch in the program, so it stopped propagating, like it didn't encrypt or something like that, from where I remember. Is that correct?
Yeah, something like that. I guess like the guy was saying, whoever registers the domain, he was saying that he actually registers like thousands of domains every year. And most of them are like command control domains though, for like botnets and stuff.
So they can do that's how like they monitor and try to intercept traffic, is they look at the old domains that it has been, so then like they can look at traffic and determine like what computers are part of that botnet still, because those nodes in the botnet are still going to try to contact those old domains occasionally.
I don't know. I guess someone was commenting on, like they thought it was kind of stupid that they would have a kill-all switch built in like that. But I guess I was, I did some more reading, but I guess they were saying that the reason the primary reason it was built in is they think is for testing purposes. So when it's inside the sandbox, it pings a DNS server, and that DNS server, I guess, inside the sandbox is set up to always send back the domain is live or something like that.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Like, I haven't actually read that part of it, but like that makes sense that could be it. Why that was in there.
So I guess what they could do is just flip a switch and send back, it's not alive, and then they could kill the malware. So it's like they're testing it and they want to stop it, they can just flip the switch and it just stops testing inside the sandbox. Because I guess they were saying a different crypto malware, some other malware also does the same thing, but it's not vulnerable to the same type of thing. I guess it chooses 16 completely random domains randomly every single time, and because they all return true, they know it's inside a sandbox and it quits, and it stops people from just registering a random domain to try and stop it. So I don't know. I don't write malware, so the list is getting even shorter now that we've talked about that. The other thing I want to talk about was this Magic Unicorn reverse engineering course thing on GitHub. I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna definitely check it out. See if I can.
So if you're wanting to get into if you've never really done any type of reverse engineering before, her guide is actually a very good guide to getting into reverse engineering, mainly because of the fact that it actually provides a victim VMs to actually do the malware analysis in, which a lot of guides don't tend to do that. So the victim VM and the sniffer VMs are like already configured to actually work properly together. So like the guide actually steps you through like confirming everything's working properly. And it has like literally some of the best freaking graphics I've ever seen, explaining like PE headers and like what everything means in those things and how to go about actually looking at malware and what it does. And actually it even gives you like templates to follow when you do like a malware analysis report and everything.
Oh, that's nice.
It's like literally like the best guide I've seen related to reverse engineering.
All right, yeah, it's what is that? secured.github.io/RE101. Yeah. So, pretty cool. It goes through triage, static analysis, and dynamic analysis. Yeah. So, it seems it could be pretty cool. Some other things to do. So there's that. Then the last thing I had was Burp, exploiting something on Burp. I have it on here not because the exploit, but I wanted to talk about Burp. So you said you used Burp?
Yeah. So for my Android's internals and security class during the fall, they actually have us do a challenge app on Android. It's from like a SmoothCon a couple years ago. It's called IG Learner, and the way that application works is it has a bunch of different levels in it, and one of the levels you actually have to do SSL interception. So what you have to do is you have to intercept traffic coming from the app that's encrypted. So what you do is you actually use Burp Suite. You install like Burp Suite's little root certificate to the phone, and then you have the phone go through a proxy that's pointing at Burp Suite. And then Burp Suite will let you like see all the traffic and everything. Burp Suite's way more powerful than that, and like can do like a billion different things that like I barely even understand. But like that's what I've used it for, is like simple like SSL interception and everything like that.
So is Burp free? I think I've looked into it before.
So they have a free version, and I'm pretty sure they have a pro version. I don't know the tool differences. With everything that I've done or needed to do, like the free version has been enough.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
That's all the news I have. Did you want to talk about anything?
No, like not that I can think of. How much time do we have left?
We have very little time left. Actually, I have to get going here in a minute or two.
Crap! So we're gonna have to push off the tea talk and the tea review till next time.
I guess we will. You have it right here. It's nice. It's hot. It's boy, I'm feeling it, and it's pretty hot.
God, that sucks. I was really looking forward to trying that old grey tea for the first time.
I know you invested what $5 in that tea. Those are some expensive tea packets. Packets? Are they packets or are they leaves?
Huh?
Are they leaves or are they
the
just
leaves,
packets?
Like nobody does that packet swell.
Everyone does packets. What kind of personality? It's like you don't put ground coffee in your coffee maker. Everyone does that.
You don't grind your own beans. Okay, well, thank you guys for sticking with us for this first pilot episode of SecuriTEA. We'll talk to you guys next time, and hopefully we have time to actually talk about the tea next time.
Adios.